Okay, so we're back for another episode of NBA 2K14, and you see the last episode, Game 5, what a finish in the game, as the Miami Heat took down the New York Knicks in Game 5. They take a 3-2 lead in the series. As for Miami Heat, LeBron James has 24 points, Dwayne Wade has 21, Chris Bosh has 12, Rashad Lewis, has 9 points, Udonis Haslem, Mario Chalmers have 8, Ray Allen have 7, and the rest of those guys of San Antonio, those guys of Miami, I'm so sorry. And for the New York Knicks, J.R. Smith 30 points, Carmelo Anthony 20, Raymond Felton 13 assists, 11 points, Tim Hardaway Jr. 9, Maurice Starmar 8, and Bargani Shumpert 7, and the rest of those Miami New York Knicks team. So, Miami Heat are now one win away. They're looking to advance to the fourth straight Eastern Conference Finals. So here's the bracket as we winding down for the semifinals on the line. Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals from AT&T Center in San Antonio. It is gonna be Dwight Howard and James Harden of the Houston Rockets are one win away, trying to advance to the Western Conference Finals, or will be defending Western Conference champion San Antonio Spurs, led by Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili. Have one more game. You're looking for the force of Game 7 back in H-Town. For this game, Spurs have to use a white jersey, and the Rockets gonna steal a regular road jersey. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin, and we'll be right back after this. Enjoy the Bayo here in the AT&T Center in San Antonio. So Game 6, it's underway. We're going to send Kevin Harlan out here in San Antonio. Let's get started. Enjoy now.
Welcome everyone, I'm Damon Bruce, and this is the NBA on 2K Sports. It's a big-time Game 6 showdown in the Western Conference semifinals. It's going to be the Houston Rockets up against the San Antonio Spurs. It's the NBA right here on 2K Sports.
As the playoffs continue, the action intensifies. 8 teams eliminated, and now the true contenders begin to emerge. Nothing can be taken for granted, and those not ready for the next level will be the next to go. This is round 2 of the NBA playoffs.
Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals here. Welcome, everyone. Kevin Harlan along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. This is the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see the Houston Rockets taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Our starting lineups to look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting 5 for both teams. And guys, what do you think we'll be seeing from Omer Asik in this one?
I think Asik is one of the most underrated defenders. Centers in the game. Kevin really fortifies this club's front court rotation, brings a ton of energy, covers ground, and avoids fouls too, which is important.
Yeah, just a natural sense of where to be on rotations during the play set, all the different schemes, right place at the right time. More physical than you might think too. He's definitely a banger. Taking a look at San Antonio. It's a win or stay home as they look to keep their Rockets strong and help propel them to a final Game 7 on enemy ground.
Well, they'd have loved for this to be a clinching game so they could do it in front of their home fans, but they're still in good shape. I definitely like their chances to win this game and go on to win the series.
You know, I think if you asked them before the series if they'd be happy with the position they're in right now, they'd have taken it. It's still anybody's series.
And here's Harden. Kawhi Leonard getting his 3 to go. And another 3 from Harden. Harden's got 6.
This is great. 3-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession. You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play.
And so it's Houston with it. Manu Ginobili getting his 3 to go.
Good. What a performance, Kevin. It seems like every 3 he shoots is falling for him. He's in the zone.
Back to Parker. Puts up a 3. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. Parker's got himself on the board with 3 there. The Rockets have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Well, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, Greg Popovich and I got a chance to talk for a bit. I asked him if he thinks he'll be able to muster the energy and effort it takes to win 2 straight elimination games. He said, sure, but we're not going to win 2 games at once. We can't think about Game 7 yet. We have to win this one first. Pretty smart advice, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. The 19-foot shot, and another basket for San Antonio.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
To end the run, buries the jump shot.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
Duncan with the screen for Parker. Back to Duncan. Buries it down there.
This team is buzzing right now. They've yet to miss.
Rockets have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Lynn kicks to Washington. Here's Holden on the wing. Houston moving the ball around. Here's Lynn. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Drop that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll.
Drop the pick from Duncan. Parker dishes to Duncan. Ginobili with the ball. And it's Harden picking him up. Parker tries in. And that one's good.
You know, when he has that basket in his sights, he will go right at it. Once he's in tight, he is a flawless finisher.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for San Antonio?
And they're doing a fantastic job of finding the open man and getting easy looks.
They've also gotten into a nice rhythm from the three-point line early on tonight.
The Rockets making a switch here. Smith checked in for Howard. Terrence Jones comes in for Omer Asher. Caspi, he's checked in for Chandler Parsons. And it's Garcia in for James Harden.
Yeah, he's got one of those shooting strokes that never changes, guys. I mean, even if the defenders are all over him, he just never seems to flinch. A great quality to have as a shooter.
And something else you notice about him offensively is what a dangerous catch-and-shoot player he is. He's got a quick trigger.
And Garcia kicks to Brooks. And Boris Diaw picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
They tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
San Antonio making a switch here. Mills is checked in.
Both teams on fire right from the opening tip.
Pedal to the throttle, Steve, just like we like it.
1:19 left here in the opening quarter. The feed to Diaw. Jackson kicks to Diaw. 6 to shoot. And here's Green outside. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Bellinelli, he's checked in for Daniel Green. Rockets trail by 3. Outside, Garcia. Back to Brooks. He dishes it to Jones. Into Smith. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And that's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
Feeds it to Bellinelli. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball. Just having their way down low.
Here's Brooks, and Houston again with the bucket.
Boy, I'm surprised he took that shot. He was at a huge size disadvantage in that matchup, but boy, great job to bury it.
And here's Mills. Mills gets the screen from Diaw. Shot's good by Mills. Mills has got his first bucket of the night.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
Back to Jackson. Lets the 3 fly. Oh, and that buzzer beater's good.
Boy, ends the quarter with a dead-eye 3 as the buzzer sounds.
They had that set up, I think, Steve, and he timed it perfectly.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Spurs lead by 4. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And thanks for tuning in as we get back to the action of our broadcast here of Game 6. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
It was pretty impressive the way they moved the ball, made the extra pass, and found open shooters that whole quarter.
Yeah, it's been a complete team effort out there. Great to watch.
They've got Tracy McGrady. Boris Diaw is out there with Splitter. Then there's Bellinelli. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. It's the San Antonio 5. Bellinelli gets the bucket.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Here's Beverly. McGrady covering. Beverly the pass to Garcia. And a face break now for the Spurs. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. The Spurs have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Francisco Garcia. Rockets trail by 9. It's stolen by McGrady. And Bellinelli kicks to Leonard. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create a...
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Maybe that'll ignite him. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're deep.
That's what those alley-oops do, though.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
San Antonio shooting their third free throw attempt of the game. Catching up on the changes for Houston. Ashik comes in for Monty Eunice. And it's Harden in for Chandler Parsons. Rockets trail by 12. Lin with it. That's good. Lin's got 6.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
Lin against McGrady. Here's Duncan. That's good. Great play set up by T-Mac, Tracy McGrady.
This is outrageous. Every shot they're taking right now seems to be finding the mark.
Literally every shot. They are absolutely rolling.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 9. Gets it to go. San Antonio leading by 10. Here's Parker. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, he has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
You know, one of his other qualities, Steve, is how quickly he starts to break. I mean, he doesn't need numbers either. He can be a coast-to-coast, rack-to-rack guy all by himself.
Daniel Green, he's checked in for Tracy McGrady. Harden dishes to Ashik. Right through the knee for the layup. Ashik's got his first basket of the night. Spurs have gotten all of their first 6 shots to go in here in the second. What a quarter so far. Parker kicks to Green. Dishes to Ginobili. Connects from three-point range. Ginobili's got his third basket of the night.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Beverly, the pass to Harden. Kicks to Beverly. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Beverly's got 4 points in the quarter.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
No, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
And the shot is good. 6 points for Tim Duncan.
And assists like that have typified their effort today. Great ball movement.
Really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Individual play at the other end.
And San Antonio calls the first time out of the game. They look to start a new streak after losing on Monday.
It was not a very inspired performance for them, particularly defensively. I thought they gave the hostile crowd a lot to cheer about, frankly.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jumpers, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was right through the roof, and you can't win when that's the case.
It's trailed by 15. Beverly dishes to Lynn. Passes it to Harden. Working on Green. There's the pass to Beverly. And another three for Houston.
What a great little run he's on here in the quarter.
San Antonio's gone off with a three-pointer tonight. They're a perfect 7 of 7. Duncan with the screen for Parker. And you can count he'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Now, sometimes when you're at a height disadvantage, that's the way to attack. Go right at your defender.
Houston making a switch. The Spurs have looked good at the line. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And the free throws are starting to pile up a little bit here, more so than in the first quarter.
And that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
1:06 left in the second quarter. Shoots it. And it's Houston with another. Here is Parker. He's got 12. Duncan with the screen on Brooks. Ginobili outside. Takes it from 10. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Ginobili's got 10.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
This is a tremendous solo run he's on. I mean, the kind we've seen him have so many times before.
Duncan with the bucket. Duncan's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's got it going now.
And so they foul intentionally.
I have no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, I mean, you can't be wrapping guys up like that. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. That's a meaningless play.
And it's the Rockets with the ball. They trail by 14. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Parker leads the charge. And the dunk by Jackson.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
And it's sent back by Bonner. That's good. And 11 points for Aaron Brooks.
The D was all over it. They just couldn't react in time to stop that quick reverse.
It'll count. An absolutely remarkable shot at the buzzer.
Wasn't it ever? It doesn't get any better than that, fellas. The definition of much in the clutch.
He wasn't going to let anyone else take that shot. He wanted that ball.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. It's San Antonio up by 16. Well, folks, stay tuned for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Round 2 of the NBA playoffs is in full swing. This is 2K Sports. Out at AT&T Center, the Spurs have the lead against Houston. It's been a back-and-forth seesaw battle in this series. Now they find themselves in a must-win Game 6. Everything is going right for Tony Parker all over the court against the defense of the Rockets. The bucket looks about 5 feet wide for him, He hasn't missed one shot. Can you believe it? For the Rockets, they haven't had the same luck. They'd like to forget that first half. Coach has not been happy with what he's seen out there, and they'll likely come out with major adjustments. James Harden has been locked in so far. He's got 9 points and is up to his usual tricks, dropping a lot of dimes all over the court. And that's all we got for you here in the studio. Time to send you back out to Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris for the start of the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And thanks for joining us again as we get set to continue our broadcast of the Western Conference semifinals. It's been a clinic from Tony Parker.
Yeah, in a game this important, we knew his contributions were going to be critical for this team, and I thought he really delivered in the first half.
And here in the second, the stakes are raised even higher, so he's going to have to continue to give them someone to lean on here.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at the Rockets. On either end, Harden and Parsons. It's Ashik paired up in the front court with Leonard. And it's Lynn in at the point guard position. And here's Harden. Kawhi Leonard getting his three to go. It's Harden with the drive, and he takes that one up. And powers it through.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
Yeah, that's good stuff there. He's able to play well above the rim, but the execution really got him that look.
Here's Parker. The Rockets making the shot. Got him with the pump fake. Savvy move right there. Parker's got 14. Lynn against Parker. Lynn kicks to Ashik. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the best at there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
That whistle got a big response from this crowd, and it is not a favorable one, let's say.
I'll tell you what, the fans believe that they made that call. Forget about finesse. And until this became all about power and force.
Timeout call for Rockets. Look at Tony Parker. What a contribution.
He's on fire. They needed to put their heads together to figure out how to get the ball out of his hand.
Lynn with it. He's picked up by Parker. Lynn fires. And again, the Rockets good for 2.
Perfect on their first 3 shots now. That's the way to start the second half.
San Antonio calls timeout.
He did not look too happy about some of the things he saw on the court. So I would expect some changes here.
I think it's the right move, quite honestly. I mean, they just didn't look sharp or at their best out there. So take the timeout and give yourself a chance to regroup. It would be 4 in a row for them now as they have come racing out of the gate to start this second half.
Harden kicks to Lynn. Back to Harden. Now the dish to Parsons. And another 3 for Houston.
Well, Parsons was really a surprise coming out of Florida. Had a big impact his rookie season with Houston. Very reliable in a lot of areas. Can handle the ball, can knock down a long-range shot, and a better defender than you think as well.
That is what makes Parsons such an easy guy to send down the floor. You know exactly what he's going to give you on offense and is very consistent. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Against you now for a 3-point play. That's on Dwight Howard. Houston making some changes. Monty Eunice is checked in for Usher. Espy comes in for Chandler Parsons. And it's Garcia in for James Harden. Rockets trail by 19. Inside. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
Well, they couldn't look up there on what's really a pretty basic pass.
The Spurs have gotten every shot that dropped since halftime. They're 5 for 5 from the floor. Parker off the pick from split to the paint. And it's good in the assist by Parker. Parker's got his 6th assist on the night.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
To me, that's the key to any game. Who can win the battle in the paint? And right now, they've got it going. That's just a case of two teammates working perfectly together. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they built this lead for themselves here.
He's checked in for Houston. Chandler Parsons comes in for Monty Eunice. The Spurs shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. And Garcia kicks to Caspi. Here's Lynn. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Lynn's got 12 points in the game. Spurs leading by 19 points. And Parker, here we go. The shot from the low post is good. Parker's got 4 this quarter.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
There's the 3, and another 3 for Houston.
You know, they've got to be careful not to give a shooter of his caliber open looks like that. 1 or 2 of those are all it takes to really get him going.
And that one's good, Duncan.
He's a big reason why they have the lead right now. He's made all of his field goal attempts thus far and remains hot from the floor.
That's what has to happen if they're going to turn this thing around. He's got to take charge. He's got to be aggressive and really let it work.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth. Even on a power finish like that.
That's part of what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And Asha kicks to Lynn. And Houston again with the bucket.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Draw off the pick from Splitter. Parker passes to Splitter. Working on Asha. Broke loose. Garcia goes in, but they'll get another chance. That is good. 7 points for Chandler Parsons.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's Splitter. Duncan trying to break loose. And it's San Antonio with another.
What a great possession, guys. Got a really good look there.
They set the screen. Lynn dishes to Ash. Parsons outside. Fader on the way. And Houston again with the bucket.
Now, if you can't get around your defender, sometimes the best way to get a shot off is to go to that fader.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Spurs lead by 16 and will return shortly. And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. Now it's taking a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Spurs.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going and you just want to keep it going.
And I also like the penetration. I mean, they're getting into the paint and getting a lot of easy hoops from those strong drives.
We've got Green. Tracy McGrady is out there with Mills. Then it's Matt Bonner. And it's Diao in at the power forward. That's the San Antonio 5.
He is bombing it today. How many more threes are we going to see from him?
Well, we've already seen plenty. The majority of his points have come on that shot.
Stolen by Harden. Leads him in there. Lays it up and banks it in.
He's doing his best to carry him, fellas, but he can only do so much. Things would be different for them if he was getting a little more help.
Gets it to go.
Well done finishing that one off.
Rockets trail by 13. And it's blocked by McGrady. Deflected and stolen by Howard. And they're running. And Beverly kicks to Harden. Pass to Beverly. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
Guys, this is just too... close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Different look now for San Antonio. Tim Duncan, who's checked in for Matt Bonner. Jackson comes in for Daniel Green. And Tony Parker subbed in for Patrick Mills. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He said, we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how those points are.
Thanks, Doris.
Well, his shot's been pretty accurate today, but he has not had his usual share of opportunity. Timeout call for Rockets.
Houston making a switch. Ben's checked in. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Howard, a stupendous finish in traffic. Now, here is McGrady. Baseline J on the way. Oh, that's blocked. And here's Harden for three. Steven Jackson grabs the board. Spurs leading by 12. McGrady outside. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Lynn kicks to Ashik, and that one's good. Ashik's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Your Spurs.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Harden draws the double, and he lobs it up toward the rim. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
San Antonio's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Parker kicks to Jackson. He feeds it to Diaw. From down in the low post, it goes. And the Spurs lead by 18. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Harden outside. He passes to Washington. Rebound San Antonio. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Here's Jackson. And another basket for San Antonio.
Well, that just adds to what's probably an already insurmountable lead. I think they'll be walking out of here with a pretty easy victory.
Steve, I think that's a given.
And the Spurs with some changes. Splitters checked in for Diaw. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Steven Jackson. And it's Ginobili in for Tracy McGrady. A nice shot by Lynn.
He had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Parker, right side. Lets it go from 14. Some solid defense there from Lynn. Rockets trail by 18. And some nice passing there by Houston. Gets it to go.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Parker outside. Hits the target from 18 feet.
Well, that puts the nail in the coffin.
A clinic in terms of how to play with the lead right there.
It's Harden with the drive, and you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
Just absolute domination in this one for Harden. 16 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those three-point shots.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, he is using the long-range jumper to deadly effect, Clark. He is feeling it. A terrific percentage from the field.
This one for 3, and yes, sir, that one drops. Harden's got 19 points.
Boy, he's putting up big numbers in that three-point column, guys.
Lynn against Parker. Sinks that one from the post. And the Spurs lead by 18.
And they're not finished yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, that's how you close out a game, Steve.
Parsons for 3. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
A wide-open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Duncan with it, and it's Howard picking him up. Duncan down low, working on Howard. Duncan with the bucket.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
Nice shot by Lynn.
Now you threaten the defense inside and then find the open man on the outside. Good offense.
Here's Leonard. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
What a floor leader he's been at the offensive end.
You know, he's done a terrific job of moving the ball around, sharing it, dispersing it, and running the show.
I'm not sure what he was thinking about there. That's a strange foul.
Who knows? Maybe he just wanted to take a break for a minute.
No good on the second free throw. And here comes Ginobili. Count that one.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
And here we go with James Harden. He kicks to Brooks. Smith. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. And so it's San Antonio who's protecting this one. And this This one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
That'll do it for now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in to the NBA Western Conference semifinals here on 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents your player of the game.
So what a huge dominating in this series. This was the first time between Rockets and Spurs of the double digits in the series as they win in game number 6 and their San Antonio season remains alive. We're going to game 7 back in the H-Town at the Toyota Center as Tony Parker and the San Antonio Spurs had 20 points, 8 assists, Tim Duncan 18 points, Manu Ginobili 17, Kawhi Leonard 13, Steven Jackson 12, Tracy McGrady 8, Michael Bennett 9, Boris Diaw, Thiago Splitter have 7, Danny Green got 6, and the rest of the San Antonio Spurs. On the other hand, for the Houston Rockets, James Harden and Jeremy Lin Sher with 19 points, Chandler Parsons 12, Aaron Brooks 11, Omer Ashek, Francisco Garcia 10, Patrick Beverley 9, and Dwight Howard for some reason only has 6 points, and the rest of the Houston Rockets. And now we're going to the winding down to the Western Conference semifinals. The winner who will date with the Dallas Mavericks with Dirk Nowitzki. So we'll see if we go for a game 7. And now we're going to the second matchup. Tomorrow we're on the way to Madison Square Garden, New York City. Can LeBron James and Dwayne Wade of the Miami Heat trying to go for the passes to the 4th straight Eastern Conference Finals, or will be Carmelo Anthony and J.R. Smith of the New York Knicks trying to do the same with the San Antonio Spurs, looking to live to fight on one more day back here in the American Airlines Arena as the San Antonio Spurs dominate the Houston Rockets by 17, 117 to 100. This is Andre Kenshin. What a night here in the NFL. Week 3 is over as you saw Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions take down the Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. We'll wrap up for the week 3. So week 4, Thursday will be picked soon again. We'll find again. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin, and it's once again the final score: San Antonio 117, Houston 100. San Antonio forces a do-or-die game, decisive game 7, back in the H-Town. This is Andre Kenshin. Say so long from the Alamo AT&T Center in San Antonio. We'll see you tomorrow for Game 6 from Madison Square Garden at the New York City. Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Semifinals as the Miami Heat lead the series 3-2 as the Miami Heat take on the New York Knicks. And that'll do it. It's time to say taking off and peace out. Good night, and we'll see you tomorrow for Game 6, the Heat and the Knicks. Peace and thanks for watching. Have a long weekend, guys, and stay safe. So long and good night. Have a wonderful night. Peace.